Hello, lovely to see you all again for our 10 minutes on the mat today. So let's see if I can do a better job than I did yesterday and not get my rights and my lefts muddled up. So what I'd like you to do is come into what we call a child's pose today. So we're going to use this as our resting pose as well as a moving pose. So within the child's pose, I will ask you just to take a couple of deep breaths to settle yourself ready for today's practice before we start to move within that pose. So for child's pose, you need to come round, you need big toes together, you need knees apart, and you push the hips back to the heels. Now, if that's not for you, it may mean that you need to use your props. So either a brick or a block or a cushion on your heels, just so that you're making contact with something. If you make contact with something, be it a prop or a cushion, then your muscles will release and relax in child's pose. If you're hovering, if your bottom's hovering above your heels, then you're not giving your body the opportunity or your muscles the opportunity to release and to relax. So the reason we have the big toes together and the knees apart is to give us room to come down. You stretch the fingers forward, open the fingers wide, and then you bring the forehead down to the mat. Again, this might not be achievable for you. Again, you might need to use a prop just to rest your forehead on. So you're just going to be here just for a couple of moments while you take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes and just arrive safely on your mat for today's practice. One more deep breath. You're then going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to walk both hands over to the right hand side. Initially keep them shoulder width apart. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to bring the body up and back down. Up and down. Up and down. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, walk the hands back so that they're shoulder width apart, resting the forehead back on the mat or on your prop, whatever you might need. Continue to breathe while I turn round so that you can pick it up for the other side. Big toes together, knees apart. So you're in your child, you're stretching through your fingers. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to walk the hands this time over to the left hand side. Keep them shoulder width apart. You will get a stretch down the right hand side of your body. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, up you come. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, push those hips back. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, up you come. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, back. One more. Up and back. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, walk the hands back to centre. Stretch through those fingers, even if you walk them forward just a couple of centimetres, to get the stretch in your armpits. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring yourself up. You're going to bring the right foot forward, so the toes are pointing towards the top edge of the mat. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step the left foot forward. So I'm going to turn around so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So your toes are going to be pointing towards the top edge of your mat. Your feet are going to be wider probably than your hips. You're going to take the hands onto the mat, onto the fingertips as you start to bring the bottom down. Now if you're up here, then use your props underneath the heels. If I just get the brick to show you. So if you're up here, just pop the props underneath your heels. That will give you balance. But if you can, even if it means taking the feet slightly wider to get those heels down, coming into a squat. So you're going to use your forearms to push those knees apart to bring the palms together. Nice straight spine. Now that might not work for you today, so just keep the hands on the floor, but just use those elbows to open those inner thighs for you. This is your abductors, which keeps your knees strong. Breathe. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, push into the hands, up you come. So you're going to be facing this way. As you push up, you're going to take the right leg back. Now the knee this time needs to be behind your hip, because we're going to come into a plank, but we're going to come into a kneeling plank first of all for beginners. So drop that knee behind the hip, untuck the toes, then take the other one back as well. Your wrists, shoulders and arms are all in the same position. This is where you get your stacking from. And you come forward, pull the belly button in and back to your spine. Don't let the spine drop. You're using your belly button to pull up. Nice strong spine. So this is the first version of plank. Breathe. You're then going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to turn the right knee. You're going to swivel on that right knee. Take the foot behind you. You're going to take the left leg long, point the toe. Still the wrist stays in line with the shoulder to bring the arm up for side plank. Breathe. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, that hand comes down, knee comes down, knee comes down. So I'll turn for the other side so that you can see on the other side. So knees are behind the hips, wrists are under the shoulders. You come forward, pull that belly button in and back, don't drop. For your plank, you're going to swivel on that back knee. Take the foot round in line with the knee. Take the right leg long, point the toes, and into your side plank. So if this is where you are today, then this is what you practice again. Otherwise, if you would like to come a little bit further, I'm just going to move, make sure this camera picks me up. So you're where you were, so knees are back from the hips, wrists and shoulders are in alignment, spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes, lift the knees to come into plank. Again, don't drop, don't put pressure on your lower back, use that belly button, use that core, pull that belly button in, back and up for your plank. Breathe and hold. Then breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to start to swivel on your feet. So the right foot onto the side, left foot, the heel and toe touch. Push wrist and shoulder in line to come into your side plank. Breathe. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, that arm comes down, knees down. I'm going to turn so that you can see the other side. Again, knees behind hips, wrists, shoulders, all in alignment. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, pull that belly button in and back, nice strong planks. Then breathe in, and as you breathe out, swivel. Left toes, touch right heel, and up comes your arm in side plank on this side. This can be quite a strong pose. Lift up, don't drop down when you're in your side plank. Release, drop the knees, and back you come. Just push back to charge for a second. Take a breath, then breathe in, and as you breathe out, come back to what would be your tabletop. Take those knees back again, so they're behind the hips. Wrists, shoulders in alignment, just as we did in an earlier video. Squeeze those arms into the body, pull the belly button in and up to the spine, chest, tummy, down you come in baby crocodile. Breathe. Take your right arm alongside you and your left arm alongside you. Palms up to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back and down. Push the hips into the mat and lift the chest for half a locust. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, drop down. Turn the head to one side while you take a breath. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, chin back to centre. So this time we're going to do the legs. You're going to push the hips into the mat. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift both legs and thighs. Hands are still on the mat, backs of palms on the mat to support you. Release. Then this time, you're going to do the whole body. So you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, push the hips into the mat. Roll the shoulders back and down. Push the arms away, lift and lift the legs and thighs, and breathe. Lots to ask of, all at the same time. But just do top and bottom if it's too much for you today. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release. Bring the palms back on the mat. Push into the palms. Push yourself back to your child. Big toes together, knees apart. Forehead to the mat if you can, or on your prop. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to thread the left arm under the right. So you're going to turn the left arm hand, the palm up to the ceiling, thread the arm through. This top back hand, this right hand, spread through the fingers in front, up onto the fingertips, or you can bring the back of that hand on your lower back, roll the shoulder back and down and open. Your choice. Breathe. Bring that top arm back. Bring it in front of your face to support you. Slide the arm back through, back to your child's. I'll turn so that you can see the other side. So your child's, you're going to thread the right arm through, palm up to the ceiling, shoulder down to the mat. This arm can come up to the ceiling or roll the shoulder back and down on your lower back. Breathe. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release. Hand in front of your face. This is just to support you as you push back through. Come back into your child's. Forehead to the mat, to your prop, whatever you require. Prop behind your hips so that you make contact. Whatever you need. Take a couple of breaths in child pose, just to bring your breathing back to normal, just to settle yourself once more. Then breathe in, and as you breathe out, slide the hands back to the knees, push yourself up, bring the knees together. And you're done for today. Well done once more. Have a lovely day. Namaste.